All of them. Well, Miss Bondi, it looks like you have some more witnesses.
Gentlemen's time has expired.
And I'm not defending Bondi. She's involved in a cover-up. I can get into how and why for more information. But then she knows it's a whole nother level because I'm not saying all the women. I forget her name. I can pull it up. You see the one right there with the large breasts and short in the middle of like kind of strawberry blonde hair. I can pull her name up.
Yes.
Her. Yeah. She is.
All my niggas from the Hooters. All my niggas turn shooters. All my ops turn racks. All my niggas turn shooters. On the internet, you ain't been a threat. You been stuck in a computer.
Listen, we are back again, y'all. Listen, Alex Jones' appearance on PBD Podcast is already circulating everywhere. The Epstein files, the Bondi hearings, El Paso shutdowns. There is a lot to unpack, all right? So we are going to get into all of this and try to break this down. Was these whole files covered up? A lot of people are speaking, guesstimating, estimating, speculating, all kind of that. Salute to everybody. Make sure y'all all dropping a like. Make sure y'all all subscribing to On Go. Let's just get into it and see exactly what Alex Jones and Patrick that Davis is talking about.
But she worked for them. It's in the news. She worked for them for almost 10 years. And the point is, a lot of these people are in the emails. So you have to understand, guys, why does it stop at 14, 15-year-old girls? Because they don't want you, and the Republicans don't want to go there. The Democrats don't want to go there. They don't want to go to, we got the sex slave at the Hyatt. The finances been taken care of. You know, okay, yeah, I just bought these babies from these women. Yeah. I mean, and then you have police reports of women saying, yeah, I'm at Zorro Ranch. You know, they took my baby away from me. You have police reports from totally separate deals, and then you have the files, him talking about the same thing. Hundreds of emails. We have the smoking guns. We need 100 FBI agents out there with ground penetrating radar digging up Zorro Ranch. They need to be tearing out the walls at all these places. Where are the hundreds of hard drives they took out of Zorro Ranch? That's the real cover-up, okay? So everything's a limited hangout. Everything stops with, oh, these girls that got recruited at 14. Oh, it's so terrible. And yeah, okay, it is terrible. But the ones that got killed or committed suicide were the ones that explained, no, those other girls, most of them, they worked for Epstein. They were the ones managing it, running it. In these emails, they would have a girl, 12, 13 that they grabbed, they bring her there, and it's in the emails. And he's like, "You're a fat slob, and you better take care of these men, or we're gonna make you stay in this closet. But once you're nice, you can hang out with the nice ladies upstairs." So they would use female control, and females wanting to be with females, socially to get these women with peer pressure into the Stockholm syndrome. And so all I'm saying is, when Bondi knows full well that if she goes and talks to those women, they already know what the setup is. And there's been a deal made above that.
Interesting. So there's a risk to talk to them, because the average person watching this, Alex, is going to be like, well, remember the debate with Hillary and Trump. And Trump says, let me tell you who we have here. He had all the ladies that were accused, that were victims of Bill Clinton. And she didn't know how to handle it. And the audience looked at it. I would say that was one of the biggest stunts that helped Trump beat Hillary.
I agree.
The average person who watches this, they look at it and say, why don't you talk to the victims? Why don't you go speak to them? Why don't you want to hear their stories? What is the risk for Bondi to speak to them?
Again, I want to be clear. I'm trying to show people the different angles of the 35,000-foot view. I think Bondi's handled this terribly. I believe they are involved in a cover-up, which has led them right into this disaster. And I'm going to answer your question, but first I want to say this. That's why Trump has to go there with all the human sacrifice, with the blood drinking, with the black magic on the blackboard, with the buried bodies, with the buying babies, with the disappearing children, and it's all Democrats connected to it. Instead, as Bondi said in the hearing yesterday, she said it'll bring down the stock market if this is known. I've said that about 500 times. Not that I agree with that, but I've been told.
With the buying babies, Alex know how to talk it. When it comes to this type of stuff, I know. Look, first of all, Patrick Davis is like this, bro. Don't say the wrong thing, Alex, because they try to get you up out of here. Don't make them try to get us up out of here. But we do want to just go right into where he's talking about the Epstein files, and we're going to bring it in because Bondi, we already know she on a janky promotions. I don't really like even her body language. I was watching one video that was done by a body language specialist, and they was just red flags was going up all day since the man started the video. He still got red flags going. The man done ended the video since like 2 days now. Look,
originally got launched from. Then he became an operative of the Democrats, and if you want, I can do some of the background history on that. Why I was the first to report on Epstein 18 years ago.
That's good.
Sorry about this, folks. Maybe more olive oil. We got it. So, I've been on air 32 years, and I was on local radio. Then it got syndicated, and there weren't any other shows like mine really that were on commercial radio. They were on shortwave. Dean, who also works with Bill Barr, who had been the CIA liaison in Iran-Contra, even at his young age. He ran Iran-Contra for George Herbert Walker Bush in a compartmentalized program under Reagan that Reagan didn't know about, and there was a big scandal over that. So then Barr gets promoted to be attorney general, and then he's brought back by Trump later. So thank you. He's been attorney general twice. And now Mike Benz exposed a bunch of this that wasn't part of the Epstein files, but knowing what to look for now in the millions and millions of public files. It was Bill Barr, George Herbert Walker Bush, Les Wexner, and all of them in the early 90s that set up a CIA airline like Air America 2.0 or Evergreen Transportation in Ohio. They used for the first funding of that the Somali conflict, and they bring in the first 30,000 Somalis into Ohio. Okay, and
this is what year?
This is 1991.
Okay,
and this is all public. And a lot of this research, I had a lot of this research, but then I've watched like 10 hours of Mike Benz, just every, like 6 hour, 4 hour programs, just this document, that document, totally mapping it. So you have the CIA with Bill Barr bringing in Epstein to be basically the front man for the airline. So he's already, by 1991, he is already the head of the cutout for major CIA operations. Now, why'd they pick him? Bill Barr's father was like number 5 in OSS in World War II. Then he was like number 3 in CIA. This is all public. Then he runs an all-girls school in New York that Epstein is hired at like 26 years old to come in and, boy, suddenly becomes like the deputy principal over these girls. Donald Barr then writes a book called Space Relations.
Strangest book.
About humans working with aliens to kidnap children in sex slavery on a faraway planet. So, very nice person. The point is that they are it's Bill Barr, known CIA, his dad, known CIA, Herbert Walker Bush, known CIA. They use the cutout first money, claiming it's for Somali refugees, and they get a couple $1 billion to set up hundreds of aircraft, some of them, like passenger jets. They set all this up, and they're using it for money laundering, drug trafficking. It wasn't just me to Arkansas and the Clintons over here working with the CIA and the Bushes. That's all come out. It was also over here in Ohio. And so that's how important Epstein was all the way through, that he was so trusted that he was put in charge. Now, I didn't know this till the Bannon interview came out that was not released by Bannon, but was in the Epstein files, the 2-hour interview from 2017 or 18.
Watch that interview if you have not seen it. I also uploaded that whole full interview. It's a 1 hour and 57-minute video. Epstein, he's talking in that same interview. He's asked, like, are you the devil? And Epstein replies, I'm a good mirror of the devil if he's not the devil. Epstein was on.
Oh, no, you can't be serious. That's some bullshit right there.
Epstein was on some bullshit, bro. He was on some bullshit. Let's get back to the video, though.
Everybody's got to watch it because I thought, this is going to be boring. I watched it. My mouth was hanging open. I knew that Epstein was part of the Trilateral Commission. But that's like saying you're the head of, Valuetainment, and then you've got, a secretary or something, that's important, but they're not the head of it. I thought, okay, but he must have. I always heard he was in the Trial Commission. No, I'm watching that show, that interview, and he's like, no, David Rockefeller approached me to be his right-hand man for systems analysis, such as I could integrate all these systems together. And because they had too many experts at just one level, and he knew about my work, with some other groups, being the CIA. So he brought me in to be his representative. And so they put him on the board of the Trilateral Commission, which is one of the most powerful